All right, Spurs beat the Thunder again, 116 to 106. And the Thunder, they only ran 8 players deep. They literally sat out their entire starting lineup. So it was kind of bittersweet to start the game. I put the game on. I'm thinking I'm going to see SGA and J Dub. I think J Dub's healthy again, J Dub and Chet, and all the boys, and see another heavyweight battle between San Antonio and OKC. But it wasn't so much that. I heard certain OKC fans, like as I'm going through the comments and stuff after the game, were saying they're kind of proud of their team. I guess I get them in a way. They're saying, oh, OKC, we showed up. None of our starters are playing. We're 8 deep, and we almost beat the Spurs. It was a 4 point game in the fourth quarter, and we almost won. And honestly, I'm a Spurs fan. You might be as well if you're watching the video. I don't like OKC. They're our rival. I wouldn't say they're our rival. We'd have to beat them in a playoff series to consider them our rival. If I'm an OKC fan, I'm not looking at the Spurs as a rival. Um, I'm above that if I'm an OKC fan, to be honest. But OKC fans are better than that, to be honest. To be proud of a loss, I heard a lot of OKC fans saying, we're 8 deep and we gave you all a great run and almost won the game. I was definitely concerned in the fourth quarter when it was a 4 point game. I wouldn't say I was so much worried we were going to lose the game. I was just thinking there's no way we can lose this game. And, we're able to pull it out in the end there. But again, OKC fans are better than that to be proud of a loss. But back to my point, I'd kind of feel the same way if the Spurs showed up. If the Spurs showed up to Oklahoma City, we weren't playing any of our starters, and we came out and had a chance to win the game at the end of the game. I'd be proud of my team's effort. So I guess that's where some of those OKC fans are coming from. But Devin Vassell has the 5 points. He's 2 for 10, 1 for 7 from three. I guess it's a little worrisome, but not too much. Devin Vassell has only been back maybe 5 games now, 4 or 5 games, so he's still getting back into his rhythm. I'm sure he's gonna be just fine. Champagne's 3 for 6, 2 for 5 from three. He drops the 8 points. Does give us the 5 rebounds. That's the thing with Champagne. If Harrison Barnes' three ball is off, then he doesn't give us a lot defensively or playmaking or anything like that. Where with Champagne, wouldn't say his three ball was off tonight. He still shot 40%, but only gives us the 8 points, but still gives us the 5 rebounds. That's the thing with Champagne again. He can give us, I guess, very good defense is fair, at least good perimeter defense, plus his rebounding, even when his shot is off. Moving on to Harrison Barnes, he comes off the bench again this game. I think that's the right move. Harrison Barnes had a talk with Mitch Johnson. It was all cool, and Harrison Barnes decided he's okay with coming off the bench. And, it's about time. He had been cold for like literally 20 games straight. I did the math on it. He shot under 30% from three for 20 games straight. So that's 1/4 of the season. So it's not really a small sample size. But he knocks down 2 for 7 this game. It's bad shooting again, but at least he put two down. I have noticed with Harrison, in this game, he does give us the 7 rebounds and the 2 blocks as well. I still think Champagne is a more consistent rebounder and more consistent at doing kind of those little things than Harrison is. But I've noticed with Harrison, with his three ball being off, he's trying to kind of get in the paint more. He's trying to take more mid-range jumpers and trying to play more inside out. I'm filming this video. The Spurs already beat the Mavericks the next game from when I'm filming this video, and Harrison Barnes, he knocked down like 5 threes that game. So I'm not against him ever starting again. It's not like that. I still love Harrison. He's great for his veteran leadership and everything like that. But with his three ball being off, I think we should leave him on the bench until, he gives us a couple hot games in a row. Then maybe put him back in the starting lineup once he feels like his shot is going. And again, I'm filming this video the day after the game. So the Mavericks game already wrapped up. Harrison knocked down at least 5 threes that game. So, if we go 5 games, he knocks down 3, 4, 5 threes, 5 games in a row, then okay, we can put him back in the starting lineup once his shot gets back going. I still think he's just more beneficial for us off the bench. It's better to start this lineup with Fox, Castle, Vassell, Champagne, and Wemby. We have literally 4 guys that can knock down a three. Castle can knock down a three. He was 0 for 3 this game. He has the 14 points. 14 points on 14 shots. If you have the same amount of shots as you do points, I always consider that a pretty inefficient game, even though he shot 43% from the field. Even if you're 10 for 20 and you score 20 points, I still consider that an inefficient game, even though you shot 50% and scored 20 points. For me, I feel like that's a bit a bit high number of shot attempts to get to those points. But Castle gives us the 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He was great defensively as he always is. The 3 turnovers, I'll actually take that from Castle. There's been a lot of games this season where he has like 4 or 5 turnovers. He was top 5 in the NBA in turnovers at one point. I'm not sure if he still is, but he's been cutting back the turnovers these past few games, so that's good to see. I always say with Castle and Fox on the court together, this game, Castle was playing more off De'Aaron Fox. Fox got more minutes this game as well, which Castle normally gets more minutes than De'Aaron. But I always say it's better for De'Aaron to be the initiator, for him to play point guard, because Stephon Castle, he's more of a combo guard. He's not a natural point guard. He does have the 4 assists this game. De'Aaron Fox has the 15 points and the 10 assists. He's 5 for 10 from the field. He's 50%, 10 shots for 15 points. So that's what I like to see, more efficient stuff like that. Where again, like I was saying, Stephon Castle had 14 points on 14 shots. Still had a good game, still impacted the game a lot on defensively. And just everywhere else, he does all those glue guy things at an elite level, if that makes sense. Stephon Castle reminds me of like a younger Drew Holiday. Castle has a really good looking shot. A lot of the times he'll just be off balance or he'll rush his shot, but he has good rotation on his shot. His stroke looks clean, so I think Stephon will be able to develop at least a serviceable three ball. He reminds me of Kawhi Leonard when Kawhi first got to the Spurs, just a real defensive specialist that can't really shoot very well. If y'all remember, Kawhi shot like 70% or so from the free throw line when he first came in the NBA. He could knock down a three every here and now. He was probably a bit better than Castle as a 3-point shooter when he first came in, but Kawhi was not a good shooter when he came in the NBA, and he developed into his jump shooting. I'm not going to say that was because of the Spurs. We played a role in it, but he just worked really hard. And I think Stephon Castle will be able to do the same thing. On to De'Aaron, though, he has the double-double, the 15 points, 10 assists, the 3 steals, 4 rebounds. He has the 1 block. I forgot who he blocked, but he had a nasty block. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he did have a nasty block. Plus the 3 steals. Him and Castle just cause havoc out there defensively, dude. Both had 3 steals. Castle has the 2 blocks. De'Aaron has the 1 block. De'Aaron Fox is fucking plus 20 out there. That's what I'm saying. Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox should run the point guard way more than Stephon Castle. I don't know if it seems like we're leaning more into De'Aaron Fox running the offense. So maybe this was just not exactly an experiment, but just letting Stephon Castle really run the offense through himself, because he didn't get to do that a lot last season with Chris Paul. So just let him get more comfortable being a playmaker. Then I'm hoping he'll be our secondary playmaker in the playoffs, because our offense is way better when De'Aaron Fox or Dylan Harper runs the show. And like I was saying, we're leaning more into De'Aaron Fox running the show. So I'm thinking, hopefully De'Aaron Fox will be our main initiator during the playoffs, and Stephon Castle will kind of play off ball off of De'Aaron. 4 rebounds, 10 assists, only the 1 turnover. That's the thing too. De'Aaron, he can be a little turnover prone, but he takes much better care of the ball than Stephon Castle. He sees the court more like a natural point guard. Even though De'Aaron is probably more of a scoring guard, he wants to put the ball in the basket, but he's a really good playmaker. We see it a lot more now with a good team around him, where in Sacramento, he still averaged like 7 assists one season. But with all these good players around him, we really get to see De'Aaron's playmaking more. He is 0 for 3 from 3. Same thing with Stephon Castle. So De'Aaron's 3 ball has been a bit off lately, but he's not necessarily a knockdown 3-point shooter. That's not so much what he's looking for. What I was going to say about De'Aaron, I know a lot of Spurs fans, I guess I've done it a little bit too. When Wembanyama was out, De'Aaron just pretty much carrying the team. He's having 25-point games. He had a 37-point game. He would have like 23, 24 points and 7 assists, and nobody would bat an eye. He was doing a lot of things he would do when he was in Sacramento. And now he has so many good players around him. We like to look at his numbers and we'll see, 15 points. We wanted more from De'Aaron. But honestly, he doesn't need to score 25 points or even 20 points, honestly. Like this game, for example, 15 points, 10 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. De'Aaron Fox had an amazing game, in my opinion. Did a great job just kind of controlling the pace. We go fast when he wants us to go fast. He can pull it back. He can run offense in the half court. And that's kind of my main thing with De'Aaron. Some Spurs fans, disappointed isn't the word, but some people say we're paying De'Aaron Fox max contract money. We need those 35 points every single game. We need to see just insane flashes from De'Aaron Fox every single game. Let me know if y'all agree with me. I feel like De'Aaron, he's just in cruise control. He's not playing like 100% every single game. Not in a bad way, but De'Aaron Fox doesn't care about the regular season. He wants to get in the playoffs. He's had a good amount of regular season success in his career, and he doesn't care about that. Not to say in a bad way, not like he doesn't care about the game or going out there and showing effort, but you can tell De'Aaron Fox has a whole nother gear that he hasn't kicked it up into, and we all expect him to kick it up in the playoffs. That's where he's really going to earn the money we're paying him, and I wouldn't be surprised. I expect De'Aaron to win multiple playoff games for us, to be honest. I expect him to come out and have some of those 25 point, 12 assists, have some of those 30 plus games where, he's kind of the swinging factor. He's the reason we won the game. So once we get in the playoffs, I think we'll see what we want to see from De'Aaron Fox. Keldon Johnson was a dog out there, dude. He had 25 points. I want to say it was like early in the third quarter. I was thinking he was going to get 30 for sure, but he did more than enough. The 25 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 10 for 17 from the field. He shoots damn near 60%, 4 for 8 from 3. Keldon, I always say it all the time, he's so great in his new role. He's in contention for a sixth man of the year, and he may win it. If we finish in the number 2 seed and he keeps playing the way he's playing, he'll probably beat out Naz Reid and Jaime Jaquez for the 6th man of the year, and he's just been amazing for us. He just comes in, he plays with just a whole lot of energy. He picks out his 3 balls so much more carefully than he has in the past. He used to shoot, I don't want to say reckless threes, but he'd shoot threes off the dribble. If y'all have noticed, I can't even think of one time off the top of my head where he shot a 3 off the dribble. I'm sure he has, but it's usually a lot of catch and shoot. He won't even let it fly unless he's pretty much totally open. He'll shoot contested ones as well, but he just gets the ball, he finds the seams, he tucks his elbow in, he takes his time, and he just lets him fly. And he's just so focused beyond the arc. He just gets to his right hand so aggressively. If he gets 2 feet in the paint, it's pretty much a floater. It's a hook shot. It's almost always a bucket. Now, he's been just so great for us in his new role. He brings the energy for the team. He doesn't really bring the nasty, but he brings a lot of energy for the team. Speaking of the nasty, we need like a mean player on the team. You know what I mean? If we got like a Naz Reid, Trey Murphy's not really a mean player. We were in talks to possibly get Bobby Portis. The trade deadline's passed, so it's not going to happen. But I still feel like we need, kind of a nasty player, kind of like an enforcer out there. What Jeremy Sohan would do for us. I don't think we're going to start giving him minutes now, which is a whole nother subject. I don't understand why we don't play Jeremy. But yeah, we could use an enforcer. But Keldon was awesome with the 25 points. Luke Cornett has the 4 points. He has fucking 15 rebounds out there, dude. He's just a beast. 2 assists, 1 steal. Luke, he could have like 5 rebounds and 0 points. Just have a huge impact on the game. Just always in the right place at the right time. He's our best screen setter on the team. He's our best pick and roll player. Again, just always in the right place at the right time. You don't see Luke Cornett trying to do anything outside of his game. You never see Luke Cornett making like boneheaded plays. He's 2 for 7. He has 4 points, and he just had a huge impact on the game. The 15 rebounds is amazing out there. Wemby had the 14 rebounds, so him and Luke basically had 30 rebounds between the two of them. Love to see Carter Bryant out there. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 assist. I thought he had a block out there, but I guess I was mistaken on that. He's 3 for 6 from 3. Carter, I just love Carter out there. He's our Jeremy Sohan replacement pretty much. He should be our Harrison Barnes, not replacement exactly, but Carter Bryant should be starting right now in my opinion. If we're not going to play, or I don't know, I guess our starting lineup is pretty cool what we did right here, but I'd like to see Harrison Barnes get maybe 25 minutes and give 4 more of those minutes to Carter Bryant. At this point, we've seen enough from Carter Bryant, dude. He should never get anything less than 15 minutes pretty much every single game. I know there's games where we play against playoff teams, like this game, for example. If OKC was fully healthy, Carter Bryant might not play any minutes, to be honest. Mitch Johnson, earlier in the season, he didn't so much trust him against playoff teams. It seems like he's starting to trust him more and more, and he just impacts the game more than Harrison Barnes does right now. I think Carter should get maybe not more minutes than Harrison, but like I was saying, Harrison got 29 minutes. Harrison should get like 24, 25, and then give those 4 or 5 extra minutes to Carter Bryant. He's already developing so fast. He has a really good looking three-pointer. He's so athletic. He makes such a huge impact defensively. He loves to just dunk on people's heads. He had a nice putback dunk this game as well, and he just needs more reps out there, dude. He's gonna be an elite 3-and-D player in no time here. He just needs the reps to develop more. Jordan McLaughlin got some minutes. He knocked down a three ball. I remember it was a corner three, but it was in, I want to say, the third or the fourth quarter. It was actually a pretty big three ball he knocked down. And then onto our God and Savior. Wemby had the 22 points, the 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, only the 2 turnovers. That's good to see Wemby taking care of the ball because he can be a bit turnover prone at times. 3 for 8 from the line. That was one thing. He missed like 3 free throws in a row at one point, so that's a little strange, but just an off game. Wemby shoots over 80% from the line. He's not going to have a lot of games where he misses 5 free throws, but that's one thing I'd like to see. Wemby's been getting double digit and at least close to double digit free throws like he did in this game. OKC was trying to rough him up a little bit. I mean, Lou Dort, Caruso, Hartenstein, all those guys weren't out there. But it's kind of what teams do to Wemby now. They can't stop him, so they try to knock him over. Desmond Bane bumped him last game against the Magic. And Wemby just gets knocked down. He just gets right back up. He doesn't even wait for his teammates to come over to pick him up. I guess I'm iffy on that. Basically, the point is he's just trying to get up and show the other team he doesn't give a shit. You knock me down, I'm going to get right back up. It's not really affecting me. I guess more of a mental game type of thing. But what teams do now to Wemby, they just try to get physical and rough him up. And he'll be just fine out there. Same thing with like Dirk Nowitzki when Dirk was younger. They just try to rough him up and get physical with him. Same thing with Kevin Durant. When we played the Rockets the other night, Kevin Durant was saying after the game, basically Wemby should just get used to it. When Kevin Durant was younger, he still is a similar build to Wemby, other than how tall Wemby is. But same thing, people try to rough up Kevin Durant. If you're just a skinnier player that's not considered to be super physical, which Wemby isn't a super physical player, but team's just going to try to rough you up. And, OKC's running 8 deep tonight, so it's not like they had all their players out there, but Wemby has the 22 points, the 14 rebounds, the 2 blocks, and, watching the game, it felt like Wemby had an off game, to be totally honest, if y'all watched the game, and even on Wemby's off game, he's still 22 points and 14 rebounds. Wemby's still developing, obviously, as a player. We're getting him more looks in the mid-post, like right there at the free throw line. He's honestly not strong enough. He doesn't do a great job of just getting a seal right there underneath the rim. Guys kind of bully him and push him off that area. But even him just being in the low post, guys have to come down and double team him, try to stop him from getting the catch, and that's just going to open up more corner threes for Champagny, Vassell, Harrison Barnes, and all the rest of the boys. So, I like how Wemby's playing this season. He's shooting over 50% from the field. He's 24 points on 50% shooting from the field. I'm not sure his three-point percentage, probably like 36 or 37% though. And people like to act like Wemby's almost not even a good offensive player when he's 24 points on 50% shooting from the field. Wemby's not an elite offensive player. I'll agree with people on that. He's not as good as SGA or Jokic, Anthony Edwards, some of these other guys. Wemby's not a player where, let's say it's the last 5 minutes of the game, you can't just give Wemby the ball again and again and again and just expect him to bring you home consistently game after game after game like you can with an Anthony Edwards, SGA, Jokic. But it's only halfway through his 3rd season. He's going to get there. Wemby's not an offensive hub like Jokic. He's not the guy you want passing the ball. He's the guy you want to be passing the ball to. But we're using him much better this season. Get him those mid-post touches. Once we come into next season, Wemby's going to have put on another 5 or 10 pounds of muscle, just be even stronger and even better at kind of working in the low post. But please like and subscribe, though. I'm trying to hit 7 million subscribers. Let me know what you thought about the Spurs win against OKC. Beating the Thunder always feels good, even if they only run 8 players deep. Again, I heard OKC fans saying, "Oh, Thunder almost won the game. They only played 8 players." Can you imagine if their whole starting lineup was healthy? I'm just like, you got to be fucking kidding me, dude. But Please like and subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out, bro.